The internet likes taking pictures of food almost as much as it likes adding captions to pictures of cats, which makes food spotting the next big thing, surely. You'll pay for being an early adopter though. The related app is sparsely populated, and the recently released Android app is pretty damn crashy. But stay with me, because in a couple of months, everyone's going to be talking about it. In fact, it was one of the hits of South by Southwest, which means it's heading here very soon. Food spotting strips restaurant recommendations right back. It all hinges on you taking a photo of your individual dish, and then adding details such as where you are. If you're in the mood for inspiration, you can search for entries near you, and then add whether you want it, nom it, think it's a great shot, or if it's a great find. As I said, it can be pretty crashy, but there's something brilliant about seeing what individual dishes look like, rather than just a generic restaurant recommendation. The iPhone app actually has more functionality and is more stable, so if you're in that camp, check it out. Last night never happened. Both a personal mantra for me and the name of a super duper new iPhone app. It's an app that will erase all your embarrassing Twitter and Facebook activity from the previous night, teaching you no lessons, leading you to a life of one glass too many after work. It's very simple initially. You open the app, enter your Facebook and Twitter login details, which you have to do every time you open the app, annoyingly, and then select a time period to see how many embarrassing lapses in judgment you made over that period. You can then delete them. Here's the crazy bit. When you select that you're willing to let the app post a "Susie got saved last night by last night never happened" tweet, it will take away your embarrassing tweet and post that. But then it takes away that tweet as well, but leaves it on your Facebook page. If you choose not to let it post its own message, your original message appears to go nowhere. All in all, a little bit cheeky for an app that costs £1.19 in the first place.
Careless, jealous BlackBerry people, your day has come. No longer do you need to look on in envy at carefree iPhone users that can leave their phone anywhere and locate it via Find My iPhone. BlackBerry Protect lets you locate a lost handset, lock it if you can't track it down, or even go for the nuclear option and remotely wipe it of all your data. You can also tell it to ring loudly, useful if you've just lost it somewhere in your house, or display a message in the hope that someone will hand it back. It will keep a backup of your data in the cloud, so you never risk losing your contacts or messages ever again. You can also set it to back up automatically daily, weekly or monthly, and it won't sync when you're roaming, unless you tell it to. However, it only backs up contacts, calendar, tasks, memos, bookmarks and text messages, so your media files, BBM contacts and third-party app data will still be lost if you haven't got a desk-based backup too. It's free and you just need a BlackBerry ID to sign up, so you might as well go and do it right now. You can thank me later.
I always know when my iPhone needs an iOS update by how slow the camera is to load. On my iPhone 3G, I had to predict when I'd want to take a photo at least 3 days in advance. It's a common problem on iPhones, which makes QuickCam a pretty essential app. Its USP is that it launches the camera faster than the actual iPhone camera. A rough estimate is about 3 seconds from launch to shutter versus about 5 seconds on the iPhone camera. There's also some other features that improve on Apple's offering. The zoom is an always visible bar that's easier to access than tapping the screen to make one appear. Holding down the shutter will also provide you with a burst of shots, whilst there's separate buttons for constant LED or a flash effect. I'm not sure how many once-in-a-lifetime shots I've really missed due to the camera lag on the iPhone, but there's something reassuring in knowing it won't ever happen again, as long as I don't bury the app icon in some mysterious folder. Pens have received their death sentence, thanks to penultimate on the iPad. Maybe. For when making notes with the on-screen keyboard is too time-consuming or limiting, penultimate steps in to give you a virtual notebook to play with. Whilst the premise is quite simple, there are lots of customization options that make it cute. Not only can you choose the pen colour and thickness, you can choose whether to write on plain, lined or graph paper. When you write, there's the opportunity to choose wrist protection, which will make sure your arm isn't leaving notes of its own as it rests on the screen. Once you've got your notes, you can view all your pages by swiping across the bottom of the screen. And from here, you can delete pages and reorder them. You can also email the page or the whole notebook to someone as a ping, print the contents or send it to photos. This app comes into its own not in writing but in note-taking, complete with diagrams, sketches and the like. For £1.19, it's tremendously good value. Want more? Go to www.frackulous.com/follow for a glut of RSS-y, iTunes-y, podcasty, subscription-y options.